So we were studying Java tokens. So in Java tokens, there are total 5 tokens. So out of 5, yesterday I completed identifiers. So is there any doubt or any question regarding this identifier?
No,
No,
sir.
sir. No,
No,
sir.
sir.
So identifiers are the names given by programmer to different units in Java program so that they can be uniquely identified. Okay. So just after identifier, the next token is uh, keywords. Okay. So again, you know about keywords. These are what?
Reserved
Reserved
words in
word.
Reserved
reserved
word.
words or
Reserved
predefined.
words, or you can say predefined words. Okay, these are reserved words in Java. Means reserved words means these words actually convey a particular meaning in Java program. So these words are reserved. Okay, for example, if I use this word void, so it has a particular meaning in Java programming. Okay, other words you can also give like public, uh, static. So these are reserved words in Java. Means these words convey a particular meaning in the program. Okay, so these words are keywords. So one thing you should note in keyword that all these words are in lowercase letter. Okay, means whatever the keywords are defined in Java, the letters in these keywords are in lowercase. Means if you write V capital and remaining letters in a small, so this will not be same as word written in lowercase letter. So understood everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Java is actually a case sensitive language. Case sensitive language means capital letter and small letters are considered differently in Java. Okay. So how many keywords are there in Java?
So maximum 50, I think.
Yes, maximum 50 keywords are there. Actually, a table is given in page number 58 in your book. So in that table, Java keywords are listed. Okay. So can we use these keywords as identifiers?
Yes, sir. But the first letter should be in uppercase.
Yes, but so you can use these keywords as identifiers, but you have to mix the letters in capital and small. Means you can't use it in lowercase letter. Okay, but this is not suggested in Java programming. And so you should not use keywords as identifier. Okay. Next token is literals. So literals are also known as constants. So what do you mean by constants?
So fixed value.
The
Fixed
one,
value.
the one which has fixed value. Okay. So in mathematics, you write some fixed values like in numbers, you can say 12, 5.6, or you can you write values in scientific notations also. Just for example, 12 into uh, 10 to the power 3 like this. So such kind of values are termed as constants. Okay, but in Java programming, there are also certain other constants. So if we talk about literals in Java, so what are the different types of literal available? So the first one is integers. Okay, integers. Then floating literals, or you can say fractional literal. And then comes this character, then string, and the last one is boolean. So these are the different literals supported in Java. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now let us
Yes.
say these literals one by one. So first take this integer. So integer means a number value without its fractional part. Is it
Yes, sir.
number value without its fractional part? Means you can't put a decimal, or you can't consider values after decimal. Okay. So for example, you can take any value like 23 minus 4, uh, 0 also. So can we take these values minus 2 point, or yes, minus 2.0, can we take?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, means you can't take even this 0.0 in case of integer literals. Okay, it will only consider this value minus 2. It will ignore the remaining part in fraction. So this is integer. The next one is what? Real. So again in integer, these are divided into three more categories. So these are decimal type integer, uh, octal, and the last one is hexadecimal. So all of you know na, about these number system values, decimal, octal, and hexadecimal.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in the program, you declare an integer variable like int n. So here, this n can now store this integer, any integer value. So whenever we store any value, we just generally take a value in decimal number system, like values like this only. But apart from decimal number system, you can also store values in octal number and hexadecimal also in this integer n. Okay, so for example, here I am going to store in n equals to let us take 268. Okay, so this 268 is here a decimal value, means a value written in decimal number system. Okay, but for this same 268 value, we can also store octal value, means equivalent to 268. So for this, we can write like this: n equals to, and here I am going to show convert 268 into octal. So here in the programmer's calculator, I am going to choose this DEC, means decimal value, and here I am going to enter 268. So 268 is in decimal number system. So its octal equivalent is 414. So if you have to store this octal value 414 in this integer type variable, So first of all, you will have to start with 0. Okay, means there must be 0 in the leftmost part. Then you have to write 414. It means if you write like this, then Java program, in Java program, this value will be considered it in as octal number system value. Now, if the same value, if you want to enter it in a hexadecimal number system value, so you have to write n equals to then 0 and x, and then the value in hexadecimal. So in the hexadecimal, it is 10c. So you can write 10 and c like this. So understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
If you have any question, you can ask. Here I am saying that in integer literals, we have 3 different types of integer literals in Java. These are decimal, octal, and hexadecimal. So decimal number system value that we use in our day-to-day life or regularly in maths also, science also, wherever. So you can put a value in decimal number system in an integer variable like this. Means you don't have to put any prefix before the value. Okay, you just simply type the value with like this. But if you have to store an octal value in an integer variable, so first of all you have to use this 0 as uh, prefix, and then you write the value. So this value will be now considered it as an octal number system value. So just like this, if you have to enter hexadecimal value in your program, so you can start with putting this 0 and x, and then you type your actual value. Okay, so now this value will be stored inside this variable n as hexadecimal number system value. So understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
So you should know how to do this, but most of the time you have to store values in decimal number system only. Very rarely, if it is asked in any program, then you will have to store values like this. Okay, very rarely, I'm saying. So these are the 3
Excuse me, sir.
yes, sir.
So in hexadecimal, we have to give suffix c also.
You don't know hexadecimal. It is not actually suffix. It is a value 10c. So I'm going to give you brief information about hexadecimal number system. In decimal number system, we use total 10 digits. Means digits from 0 to 9 to frame any number. Is it?
Yes, sir.
In octal number system, we use 8 digits to frame any number, and these digits are 0 to 7. Okay, means if you find or if you give an octal number system value, and in the value if you are using 8 or 9, it means you are giving it wrong, because 8 and 9 both digits are not supported in octal number system. You have to only use 0 and 0 to 7 only. In hexadecimal number system, we use total 16 digits from 0 to 15. Okay, but here is a change, and the change is that from 0 to 9 digits are used. Out of these 16 digits, 0 to 9 digits are used, and after this 9, here comes the 10. So for 10, you don't have to use 10. For 10, you have to use A. And for 11, you have to use B. Okay, then for 12, C, 13, D, 14, E, and the last 15, F, like this. Means in hexadecimal number system, total 16 digits are used, but out of these 16 digits, 0 to 9 digits are used. And for 10, so we can't use 10 because in 10, 1 and 0 is there. So 1 and 0 is already in part of this is 0 to 9. So we can't use 1 and 0 for 10. So for 10, A is used, for 11, B is used. So for 12, C is used. So here 10C, 10C is we should not say 10C, we should say it 10C. Understood?
Yes, sir. Now I understood.
Yes,
Hmm.
sir.
So if you convert this 268 into octal, so you'll get 414. And if you convert the same 268 into hexadecimal, so you will get 10C. Means these three values are equivalent. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
So now this is integer part. Now come to the next literal, that is floating literal, or sometimes it is also known as real literals. Okay, so you can relate this word real with floating. You can I think real about real numbers. So from there this word is derived. Okay, so now take this real literals. So in the real literals, you can include your fractional part also. Means numbers with their fractional part. Okay, means in such literals, decimal values are supported. For example, 3.4, 9.8. You can take it in positive, negative, or anything. Or you can use value like 3.0 also. Okay, and you can also give value in scientific notations. Means a value having mantissa part and exponent part. So for example, if you have to give a value like this 9.68 into 10 to the power, let us take minus 6, then how can you write this in program? So you just have to write it like this 9.68, and then you have to use this e to denote exponent portion, and then for exponent portion the value is minus 6. So this is the way we write in copies or in paper, and this is the way that we'll follow in programming if we have to supply a value like this in the program. So understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the next literal is characters. Okay. So what are characters? Means any symbol. I'm taking word this symbol written within single quote. Single quote means this one. Okay. So any symbol or any character written within this single quote are characters. So for example, if I write not double inverted comma, single a like this, then it becomes a character constant. If I write small b like this, then again it is a character constant. And even if we write any digit within single in quote, then again it becomes a character constant. But this, if single quote is not there and only 5 is there, then it is integer. But if the same digit is written inside single inverted comma, then it becomes a character constant. So understood the difference?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
So, but here mark one thing, that if we are writing digits in single inverted comma, so we can't use more than one digit. For example, if I write uh, 1 2 like this, so it is not a character constant, because in character constant only one character should be there, not more than one. Okay, so we can't term it as a character constant. Um, so here comes this alphabet, capital and small digits, and we can use any other symbols like this at the rate symbol or hash symbol. So any symbol that we put inside single quote will be character constants. Okay, understood now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now there are certain characters whose symbols are not defined. Okay, so there are various characters like this. Means for which symbols are not there. For example, if I say you to write A, so you'll draw a symbol like this, no, to represent A, means capital A. If I say write 5, so you'll draw this symbol, means this symbol represents 5. So many symbols have characters have a particular symbol to represent them, but there are certain characters which don't have any symbol to represent them. And so for those characters, we use escape sequences. Okay, so here comes the escape sequences. Means these are what? These are non-graphic characters. Means those characters which have no any symbol for their representation. So those characters are called escape sequences. So characters like new line, characters like a space, character like tab space. Okay, so such things have no any symbol. Na? What do you say?
Yes, sir.
Means if I I'm putting here a space, so any symbol is showing there.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
Yes, no, no.
No, sir.
If I'm pressing this tab key, so again it is also a kind of a space. So no symbol is shown in the in this application. Okay, if I press
Yes.
this enter button, so again there is no symbol. Okay, so such kinds of characters are represented using escape sequences. Okay, now how escape sequences are defined? So for escape sequence, again we'll use this single quote, and inside single quote there will be a backward slash, and then there will be a particular alphabet or any symbol. For example, slash n. So here this slash n represents a new line character. So for new line character means this enter key we press. So this is new line character. So for new line character, we have to use this /n inside single inverted comma. So this /n here is an escape sequence. Understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes,
sir.
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 Hmm. Okay, so in your book, page number 57, there is a table given, and that table contains the list of escape sequences. Okay, so just like /n, you can use for tab space /t for tab. Okay, so escape sequences are also character constants, because these are also kind of characters, but these characters have no any graphical symbols to represent them. So a particular format is defined for them. So every escape sequence starts with this backward slash, and then a letter will be there to represent them. Okay, so now one literal is okay, two literals are remaining, string and boolean. So let's just see now about the string. So a string is combination of characters, combination of characters written within double quotes, means double inverted comma. Okay, so for example, if I write a word computer inside double inverted comma, so it is a string here. If I write this any single letter also in double inverted comma, so again it will be treated as a string. Okay, but in case of single inverted comma, it becomes character. But in case of double inverted comma, it will be treated as a string. So this is the difference. In a string, there can be one character or more than one character, but in character, there will be only one character supported. So all these things will be used in Java programs. That is why we are studying this Java tokens. Okay. For example, in a program, if you have to provide the name of the student, uh, if you have to provide name of the student, so what will you use? You will use not this string
Yes, sir.
for the
Yes,
name.
sir.
So this string will be used in Java program. So not only a string, all these literals, real, character, escape sequence, or integer, all will be used in Java program as per the requirement. Okay. Now, one thing you should know that while calculating the size of a string and size of character, so the size of character constant is always 1. Okay. Now, what is the size of a string? So for calculation of size of a string, you just count the total number of characters in the string and add 1. So just for example, for this string, so number of characters 3, 3, 6 to 8. So the size here for this string will be 8 plus 1, 9. So do you know why I'm increasing one character?
Yes, sir. There is one hidden character called null literal.
Yes, there is always a hidden character at the end of the string to mark the end of the string. So that character is actually the null character. So null character is also represented using escape sequence, and to represent that you have to use /0. So null character means there is no value there. Means if you are typing a string value, so there will be a particular end to that string. So that end is marked by this null character. So it is just like using full stop to end a sentence in English. So this null character is automatically marked by the Java compiler. We don't have to use null character anytime. Okay, so understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if someone asks you that what is difference between this A and this A, so what are the differences will you say? The difference between A like this and A like this.
So the first A is
First one is character.
and
Character
Second
and
one
second
is
one
string
is
literal.
string.
So first one is character constant, second one is the string constant. Any other difference?
The first one size is 1 and the second one size is 2.
Yes.
It
So the
consists of one boolean one.
So first one, the size of first one is always one since it is character constant, and the second one is a string. So the size will be 2 because the first one is A and one hidden character is there, null character. So its size will be 2. Okay. So do we have time